What's up, guys? BC coming back at you guys with yet another episode of BC Talk. And this time I am here with a good old friend of mine that we have not done any content with each other for the longest time, Jackal.
Hey everybody, what's cracking?
So, how you been?
Oh, so far so good. Long day today. Finally graduated high school and worth it. Very, very worth it.
Like we did that joint review on FD Prime yesterday.
I know. That was fun. Still gotta try to get something like that going again.
Yeah, that we do. Honestly, I'm considering making that just a me, you, and Alan thing. Because if I ever try to add anybody else to it, it always ends up turning into this big giant debacle, and it's like,
Yep.
so. Anyways, before we continue on with what the actual topic is, even though you can already see it in the title of the live stream, um, let's go into our most recent hauls.
Ew.
Jackal, if you wish to go first.
Well, my most recent figure I actually just got the other day. Titans Return top spin.
I gave him proper fuck yous.
Yes, he did. Others, I really don't want to grab them because they're on the other side of the room, but I got Last Night, Slash, Barricade, Berserker, and Voyager Optimus. Voyager Optimus I just can't get enough of. He is such a fun toy. I just can't put him down whenever actually. He's just so fun. He finally scales perfectly with all the deluxes and Galvatron, and just a great toy. I kind of want to shell out the extra money for the Dark Optimus Prime that people are getting whenever they go see the movie, because it's like the premiere date in Japan, as a little bonus they get a Dark Optimus Prime variant, and I'm just like, why can't I live in Japan, damn it?
Yeah, I hear the more I hear about the mold, the less I want it. As weird as that sounds, hear me out on this. You know how I am, right? How when they released that one Hunt for the Decepticons Battle Blade Voyager Prime.
That was my Voyager Prime for the longest time. Well, actually, it was my only main movie Prime until I got my leader class, my big beast of a movie toy.
Exactly. But here's my thing with that. In my eyes, the Revenge of the Fallen Leader was a significantly better toy.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, with that said, when the first movie came out, the Voyager and the Leader, those toys. To be fair, the first movie Leader was way more fun than the Voyager. But even then, when you could take all those and compare it to the Leader, like take every movie Optimus toy that has been released so far and compare it to the Revenge of the Fallen Leader. Hands down, you're gonna pick the Revenge of the Fallen Leader.
Yep.
Hands fucking down, that's the one you're gonna want.
That I can agree on, because I finally got a version of the Leader Prime, the Revenge of the Fallen Leader Prime. I actually got the Asian Premium Series Ultimate Edition, so it comes with like every accessory that molds come with, like the jetpack, the striker armor, the guns, the Buster tanks, the Knuckles that he had in Dark of the Moon, the battle blades, the hooks.
Confirm this for me. Does he actually have posable hands?
Yeah, his fingers are actually, they're paired, but they can still, like, they're paired from the, I can't describe it, but it's like the, cat's got the tongue, son of a bitch. but they're connected here and down, but you can move every individual fingers. They're pretty much like Spock's hands, but you can, yeah, that's
Oh,
tough to
okay. So
explain.
it's
But
like the if you're familiar with the Kamen Rider figures, the Sochak Henshin hands, where only two of the fingers are jointed and they
yep.
move separately from each other. Okay, I got
So
it.
it's pretty much you can do Optimus's like 2 finger point thing like that usually. So pretty much to help kind of describe it. Yeah. I'm thinking about getting some third-party hands for it and giving it to him.
Yeah, but at the same time, with given it, like I don't know, just due to the way my mind works, if I paid that much money for that figure, I'm not going to want to add any more money onto it.
Pretty
But
much what
anyway,
I'm thinking about MP10.
but yeah, anyways, we way off track.
Yeah.
Anything else new?
Um, Not really. Just try. I pretty much remodeled my collection room to because I bought this other shelf because I wanted to have it for my Combiner Wars uh, series, and I got kind of looking around. I'm like, I kind of want to try something new. So pretty much, my Combiner Wars went from the one shelf I bought it specifically for. Bleh. Then that went back. The whole Combiner Wars shelf went back to the top of the bookshelves, and my MPs and third-party stuff went to the newly bought uh, shelf I got a couple weeks ago. Then my TV is pretty much right and nice and in the middle of the collection. And honestly, I like it a lot better than when I had it. So it's pretty much just a remodel, and um, that's pretty much all I can think of.
Very nice indeed. I guess I'll go next. Based off of what I showed off, well, not showed off, but based off of what I managed to get a look at last week, or at least last cast, I had recently gotten Titans Return, Legends, Roadburn, and Brawn, and my actually extremely most recent acquisition being this morning actually is Titans Return Legends Class Sea Spray.
Nice.
And let me take a minute to actually talk about this Sea Spray real quick. This thing, there's something about this. I don't know why, but he hands down takes the cake as my favorite Legends figure so far.
He actually does look that kind of fun, and I can't wait for him because a good sea spray figure I've been waiting for maybe 5 or 6 years. Because I mean, there's been the Voyager sea spray, and I'm like, nah, I kind of want the little mini bot. I don't need some, out of proportions like the Voyager one. And I was like, I might as well wait. I got a feeling the Generations line is going to do it. And I saw this, I'm like, yep, that's perfect. That's what I need. So, I'm hoping to find them within the next week or so.
If you're ever in the Illinois area, I found mine in just like relatively close to my parents' house. Which, in case you didn't know, I actually am living with my aunt now.
I think I remember from the last time we talked, I think you told me that.
Yeah, I didn't go into the whole detailed spiel of it. I'm probably never going to be honest, because just that was a lot. There was a lot of things that went down. So yeah, let's just keep it simple, clear, and just say things happened, and I'm at my aunt's now. So with that said, yeah. So yeah, Sea Spray. There's just something about this toy. He barely does anything to transform, and he is the most basically jointed Legends figure I've ever seen. and yet he stands at the top entirely because of the fact that he owns how simplistic he is. And I don't know,
Nice.
maybe I'm just weird like that. But yeah, anyway, that's pretty much been my general haul. Like, it's not my full blown haul, but it's a general one, I guess. I don't know.
Um, I'm actually trying to remember if I had anything else besides the last night and Top Spin. I don't think I did. Oh, actually, I think it was like a week or so before I had last night Optimus. A friend of mine, Sergio, um, plug for Ripped Apparel. Some funny shirts. Go check them out. I forgot. I know TFYLP had a code. I forgot the exact code it was. I can't think of it, but if I think of it, sometime within the cast, I'll try to promote it again. And I think you should be able to save like 10%. I want to say it was. So, but anyways, from Sergio, he sold me an Alternators Optimus Prime, which I actually was looking for a good while, and it's like Sergio's been my holy grail finder because it's like that he got me. I bought off him, and I had my Bench Project, the DIA Commander kit I've been looking for I want to say a good 7-8 years now, maybe. And he he's like, he had a really great price on it. I was like, ooh, I'll let you know. And if this doesn't sell, let me know. He's like, yeah, it didn't sell. So I was like, cool. So got them both for great prices and cannot be any more happy. Thanks again, Sergio. But yeah, once I think of that code, I'll try to look it up.
Okay, so yeah, that Alternators Prime. I have that, and I have the if you remember in the San Diego Comic Con exclusive Nemesis version.
Oh, that one I want to. Trying to find them for a reasonable price. It's just
Got them both boxed on eBay for $50.
nice.
I'm pretty sure it was a dude who had no idea what the fuck he had, realized how rare the two were, and as soon as I saw that eBay auction, I was like, I gotta get them.
Sold.
I can't pass this up. This is too good. Especially since
Nice.
that, I know I've told this story multiple times, but I gotta keep telling the story. What really drew me to the Alternators Prime is not how the robot looked, but it was how it was what he turned into.
Mm-hmm.
He turned into the Dodge Dakota. The Dodge Dakota is the same exact truck that I remember my father having when I was a kid.
Nice.
So there was sentimental value to that vehicle mode for me. So therefore, for the longest time, I was looking for that specific toy. Where like I could bass on any other Alternators figure for the rest of my life. If I didn't have Alternators Optimus, a piece of me would die inside. Just like I needed that in my life, and so not only did I get the chance to get the one version of this mold that I honestly will probably always display him in his vehicle mode, but I also got a version of the mold where I could keep it in robot mode because it looks damn good in robot mode.
Yes, it does. The day I actually got mine, I posted a pic in the hardcore collectors. And I was like, "Hey, thanks, Sergio. I just got this today." He goes, "Damn, this thing looks good in robot mode. Send it back." I was like,
Okay, yeah,
"No."
I think I saw that. I think I saw that one. Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, I would. It's just that I just got it today, and I've been looking for this thing for too damn long. I don't think I'm gonna send it back."
So yeah. Anyways, before we get off track anymore, as one can clearly tell, it's late and I'm tired.
Same.
Let's get into the nitty gritty. The topic here is the Transformers movies, and I'm completely blanking already on how the fuck I had this set up. What is good about them, and what about them needs work? With all of this said, let's get into the nitty gritty of this whole entire thing and get started. First movie, let's pick out some things that were great. I guess just in general, the first movie, what makes it great is the fact that it's the first movie. It was the first true way of getting Transformers to the general public.
Yes, it was.
So that's
I
one
know.
thing about the first movie that is absolutely great.
Yeah, because pretty much when I moved back up to Wisconsin, I didn't really find myself as much as a Transformers fan as what I used to be before I moved originally to Arizona. And then after some time living up here, all of a sudden I saw the commercials for a live action Transformers movie, and I go, I gotta go see this. This sounds cool. And honestly, myself, which was like 9 years old by the time it came out, I was so excited to see it. During the whole thing, I just could not stop bouncing in my seat. And when I first saw Optimus, I go, "Holy crap!" Like that thing he's so cool. I know, honestly, Optimus and Flames don't mix, but that just set me into excitement of overdrive. And honestly, for what The Last Night is doing, I don't know why, but I feel that exact same excitement that I felt 10 years ago. But yeah, it's pretty much my favorite so far. My favorite movie, tied with Dark of the Moon, because honestly, I kind of like Dark of the Moon. And but yeah, it was at the time it was such. Because I honestly wasn't expecting another Transformers movie, because I did have the animated movie from '86 back on DVD, and I never thought in a million years that there would be a live action series. So I saw that and I was like, damn, this is gonna be great. I mean, yeah, the movie wasn't the greatest thing, wasn't a great quality, but I was like, I hope this series continues on, and it was so fun.
10 years later.
Yep. Because honestly, if that movie didn't release at all, I think we would be seeing, Titans Return or Combiner Wars or continuation of the Masterpiece line. It'd just pretty much be like Rescue Bots, and that would pretty much be it. And pretty much went from, pretty much the Cybertron era, like the Unicron trilogy. The end of that, it's pretty much more kiddie stuff than anything what we have here, to where it's more actual collector based, and also at the same time more of a child based toy. Like I said, if it wasn't for the movie, I think pretty much the only thing we would have is just pretty much just like baby toys. Yeah, so I think that's one reason why the first movie was great is that it pretty much set the foundation for what Transformers would be 10 years later.
Yeah, exactly. And just in general, that's another great thing the first movie did. It reignited the love for the franchise. Where you
Yes, it did.
the big screen, what made these guys so cool. So with
Yeah,
that, another great thing that I personally feel the first movie did a really good job with was the action sequences. The action sequences were phenomenal in the first movie.
yes,
Like
they
I
were.
really enjoyed the action sequences in the first movie, and even now, 10 years later, if I pop in the first movie and just kind of sit there and watch it, I can still watch it all the way through and still be enthralled by it. Like, just it did such a great job with it.
Yes, it did.
I mean, hell, dude, I've gone to every single Transformers movie at the freaking early premiere.
Same. They like Sergio always jokes about it. It's like the Transformers movies suck, but we're always there, pretty much towards more towards the premiere date to see it. Like pretty much one of the first people to see it. It's just so funny.
But honestly, since there is a kind of a thing here already where I'm saying there are certain things that needed work, I feel like the robot designs needed a couple more pass, needed just a couple more passes through the design
Yeah. Yeah.
before saying this is the final design. And I mean, don't get me wrong, a lot of those designs really grew on me over time, but just in general, I cannot get over how some of the designs ended up really just changing the looks of these certain characters so much to the point where you don't even recognize them.
Yeah, especially Bumblebee. He was back in G1. He was just a little short, squat bot who
Oh,
was so
Bumblebee,
brave with everything. He had the little horns. Then he goes to the movie where he's about the size of everybody else. He can't talk whatsoever, and obviously he's a Camaro, not a Volkswagen Beetle. But I do like the fact that they had the Easter egg to the Volkswagen Beetle at the car dealership.
yeah. But what I was trying to get at is at least with Bumblebee, when you see the fact that his face looks like a bee a little bit,
Yeah, that's true.
and he's got the door wings that kind of fold out that look like actual Bumblebee wings, and the fact that he's yellow, boom, I can immediately peg it and be like, okay, that's Bumblebee. Optimus, if he would have had a different head, I wouldn't have recognized him at all.
Yeah.
So whereas with, let's face it, with Optimus Prime, does he have that truly iconic head design to him? You were able to peg who it was as soon as you saw it.
Yeah, pretty much the blue, then you have the antennas, and obviously the face mask to help you out. But I think if they, oh, trying to think of something, if they were to change something just right, it would be like, maybe it's somebody else. Maybe
Like,
even the color, like,
I mean, again, these designs grew on me over time, but like Jazz's design, I felt that one needed a little bit more work.
yeah.
Ratchet's design needed way more work.
Jazz, they actually kind of got the head. Actually, what I felt right because they had the visor. What I'm trying to remember, they had the visor. They had the little horned antenna, if you want to call it that. Then,
Yeah, they did have aspects that did allow you to immediately peg him as Jazz.
yeah, it was just pretty much color. was the main point that kind of got you like, huh, how is this supposed to be? You know, I kind of didn't think of it until they said their name. So that's yeah. But yeah, Ratchet, I can completely understand. Because
Ironhide's design grew on me the most though, because let's face it, really didn't look like the Ironhide we know and love. Let's be real here. If we put G1 Ironhide and movie Ironhide in a room together, loaded to the brim with all their weapons, who do you think is walking out of there alive?
movie Ironhide, oh yeah, just
Like, I'm not throwing hate at the G1ers. I'm not. I swear on my life I'm not. But let's be real here. If we're really gonna do the comparison here, who is more
movie
evil here? Movie
movie
Ironhide.
Ironhide.
I'm sorry. Which, by the way, I don't give a shit what the fucking reasoning is. Ironhide deserved better.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's for later in the cast, but moving on. Another thing that I felt the first movie really needed to work with was explaining what the Allspark was.
Yeah. I mean, we kind of just got the monologue at the beginning of the movie. Didn't really get much else.
Yeah, exactly. They all they said was this was a extremely powerful cube that could bring life to planets. That's
Yep.
literally it. Where does it come from? How was it created? How did it create them? How did this cube that could become the size of a fucking planet all of a sudden become relevant in the universe?
Yeah.
Like just small details about this thing would have helped it make sense. The Allspark itself, and kind of going back to the whole designs that kind of needed a couple pass throughs. Um, Starscream and Megatron.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. Like, don't get me wrong. Again, these are designs that grew on me over time, but why the fuck does Starscream look like a fucking orangutan attached to a Dorito?
Yep.
I
I can
mean,
agree with you on that one.
exactly. Just like, why? Why? Why is this a thing? But yeah, anyways. And despite some design cues that I questioned a little bit, Megatron looked badass.
Yes, he did. Especially
And
when he got.
then,
Well, nah. I was gonna say Revenge of the Fallen, but obviously I'll say that for a little bit later.
if anybody knows BC, you know what's coming soon.
Hang on, I'll be right back. I'm gonna take my hoodie off.
All right. Um. So yeah, my general thing with the movies with the first movie is honestly like I can throw so much more in its corner for like a good thing. Like like I said,
Okay.
great action sequences, great character development, great like okay character development, maybe not, but like they did a good job setting up something that was going to explode into something that I'm pretty sure no one saw coming.
Yeah.
And then, once again, that I felt needed more work. That being the explanation of what the Allspark was. Some of the character design, I felt really needed a couple more pass throughs with the design team before saying this is the final look.
Yep.
Um, like where on one end I can throw character development in its corner, I can also take half of that away because let's face it, like two maybe three lines.
Yeah, pretty much.
It sucks.
Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm not that talkative. I'm just obviously it's been a long day and
Yeah, it's
pretty
been
much
a
been
long.
rambling and
It's been a long day for me too. Honestly, I'm actually considering just getting through the next three movies
yeah.
real quick, and then kind of give my final thoughts on everything as a whole, or at least of the whole movie universe as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just in general, here's my thing with the first movie. The first movie did a good job setting up the movie universe. To the moment where the movie universe almost got completely destroyed.
Revenge of the Fallen.
Uh, Revenge of the Fallen. Okay, alright. Okay, so here's something that I'm immediately going to throw in Revenge of the Fallen's corner because let's face it, Revenge of the Fallen really shit on this movie. There is one thing it did right. Fight scenes.
Yep. It
Revenge of
did.
the Fallen, honestly, like the only thing that can even remotely rival the Revenge of the Fallen fight scenes is the final act in Age of Extinction. Bear in mind, I said it can rival it. Because let's be real here. Name me one other time in Transformers history where Optimus fought Decepticons, held his own, and kicked their ass.
Um, trying to think of something. I don't think there actually is.
Exactly. See, there you go. There's my point.
Yep.
Optimus got that one fucking badass moment, but then died.
Just when he thought he won, he tore Starscream's arm off, killed Grindor, and Megatron was off the screen till for a few seconds until right from behind, motherfucker, just unexpectedly killed him, and it was just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly. But now here's my thing. Now I'm getting into the things that needed to work with this movie. One, the story.
Yeah.
The story made no fucking sense. The story made absolutely no fucking sense. Two, an overload of characters. There was
Yep.
no character development in this movie at all. They didn't develop any characters. They just kind of had characters show up and then just wrote them off.
Pretty much. Especially the twins, because they just came in, and obviously that didn't last long, and they were gone. They had maybe 1 second appearance in Dark of the Moon, and that was it.
Yeah, and then there's a sideswipe. Um, yeah, there are just so many. There are so many. And another thing, Devastator.
Yeah.
In the actual fuck was that?
Giving a robot a scrotum, I thought overboard.
Testicles.
I thought that was like really, really overboard. And I was like, that was the one thing that I was thinking throughout the entire movie when I first saw it. I was like, why? I was just, even my 10-year-old self, actually, yeah, it was like my 10-year-old self. I was just sitting there, I'm like, why? I mean, it's funny as hell, but why? It was just made no sense, and it was just so random to see that. And I was like, okay.
It's like, okay, y'all managed to fuck up my childhood. Thanks a lot. So yeah, but honestly, the biggest negative, and honestly just the biggest what the fuck with this movie in general.
Yeah, pretty much.
Himself. Let me explain something here real quick. Here's my thing with The Fallen. If you remember The Fallen from the comic books, what is one thing that he is that made him dangerous?
Just trying to remember. Can't think of it, but
He was Unicronian.
yeah, that's right.
He had what Cybertronians considered godlike power. He was unstoppable. He was a fucking powerhouse. There was next to nothing he couldn't do with anyone resisting him. Like, just, he was unstoppable.
Mm-hmm.
But then, all of a fucking sudden, we have a movie version of him where one, he looks like a fucking mummy reject.
Yeah.
And he got his ass handed to him in 5 fucking minutes.
Not by just Optimus, but also his brothers at the one scene, because there was that one fight scene where Jetfire kind of goes back in time and shows the group of humans. It's like, yeah, he, kind of got his ass kicked by his brothers, and obviously at the end of the movie where
helping this mummy's case. I'm sorry, but you're not helping this mummy's case.
Yeah, he got his ass kicked twice in that movie.
He Fallen in general. Thing that needed work. They had potential with this film.
Yep.
Giving us something so extraordinarily awesome. And they fucking dropped the ball.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I thought it was going to be one of the powerhouse players in the series, actually, to where he might have, an influence during maybe a couple scenes in another movie, like, well, I don't mean like scenes, but maybe a plot or say like in pretty much Dark of the Moon's plot was Megatron, Sentinel, having their plan about, doing a whole Cybertronian thing. Maybe the Fallen was in on it too, and just didn't realize it. But obviously, no. And it's just, harvesting suns, going to solar system to solar system, trying to do that. And that was like, yeah, no.
So with that said, since you mentioned that, we can kind of start segueing into Dark of the Moon, where Revenge of the Fallen left a really, really, really bad taste in a lot of fans' mouths, mine included.
Yep.
Dark of the Moon, an interesting movie because it wasn't fantastic, but it wasn't downright horrible. It found a very happy medium right in the middle.
Yeah, pretty much. It's still one of my favorite movies of the franchise. Just, obviously it wasn't the best, but I found it pretty good.
Anybody who knows me can pretty much already tell which movie is my favorite of all 4 that are out so far. Like, literally, anybody who knows me can tell you how much. Which one of them I fucking adore. We're moving into that at some point. Dark of the Moon. One thing I will throw in its court. Actually, there are quite a few things I actually will throw in its court. Redesign. They did a lot of redesigning, and for some of the characters, it worked. Optimus having abs, that took a minute to get used to.
Obviously, Megatron going from the tough, powerful reborn SOB to pretty much powerless heap of scrap. And it was just like, whoa, okay. It's like he lost his mentor. It's like, wow, you might as well just be depressed and suicidal. That's what I pretty much thought of Dark of the Megatron. It's just like, you just don't care. You just want to go into some hole and just die. And maybe take Starscream down with him, but yeah, that one I found just kind of weird.
Yeah, honestly, just Dark of the Moon. Dark of the Moon was a movie that honestly I felt like it was trying desperately to thin the cast.
That it did, especially with Ironhide. Unfortunately, that was the one thing I didn't really like. I kind of wished, because in the novel of the movie, Sentinel killed the twins, and then Ironhide. Um, I kind of wish they would. In the movie itself, it was the twins, but Ironhide was still alive, and maybe killed off Dino because he didn't really do much besides that one part in the beginning of the movie.
It's so hard to justify Ironhide's death.
Yeah.
It's so hard. I can't still have PTSD from watching that scene.
Same. It's like every time it's just like, wow. It's like Sentinel really did that. It's just why, why?
The only good thing I will throw in Sentinel's court is the fact that he was voiced
Leonard Nimoy
by Mr. Leonard Nimoy, who is no longer with us.
Yeah.
So, anyways, with that said, we're going to move on from here because Dark and the Moon. Once again, like just other things that I threw in the other movies courts, I'm throwing it essentially right back into Dark of the Moon. Great fight scenes, great character development.
The only thing I don't like about one of the characters was the really bitchy and really needy Sam. I just like, it's like, why? It just did not feel right.
But yeah, now we're moving on to what is honestly my favorite of the four, Age of Extinction. Let's look at, now first things first, I'm actually going to kind of go out of order and go into the things I felt the movie did wrong. One, they failed to mention anything about Dark of the Moon. They failed to mention the whole factor of Autobots fought on our side. Was it not an Autobot who sided with the Decepticons who betrayed us?
Yeah.
Like, that would have really helped to set the tone of, oh shit, now the Cybertronian race can't be trusted by the human race.
Pretty much, yep.
But they failed to mention it, and it severely crippled the movie. But
yeah.
Even then, like, this movie was sitting there and it was fucking swinging.
Yes, it was.
Because once again, my only other negative thing that I can launch at it, which is half a negative but way more of a positive, Lockdown and Galvatron.
Yep.
Like, I did, like, okay. My negatives out of the way. Let's talk about the positives. Because, let's face it, this is my favorite movie for a fucking reason. and just I can't believe they just they they gave us the flat nose cab when the longest time we were told that the cab, the flat nose cab, wouldn't work
For a movie prime.
for movie prime because it could not accept the economy of space.
Yep.
Your built did, and yet we saw it happen right in front of our fucking eyes. Like here's how I look at that bit. This bit. I literally see it as Michael Bay sitting there going, "Okay, you win, guys. I was wrong. It worked."
Pretty much. And it pretty much gave us one of the best movie toys of, the entire series, actually. With
Honestly,
the
when
original Prime.
when I go to do the retro series of BC reviews, I'm probably gonna start with the AOE Evasion Prime.
Pretty much. That figure's just so freaking fun. Then I love the fact that it comes with Dark of the Moon Megatron's shotgun.
Exactly.
So I might actually buy another Evasion Mode Prime just to have that shotgun to give to my actual Dark of the Moon. But anyways, back to the movie.
I love Optimus's new I love his new robot design. Not big on the truck, but I love the robot we got out of it.
Yeah.
Drift is fucking awesome. I love the old vehicle mode, but the robot mode for that one was kind of bland because we've seen it before. And then we got this fucking sleek ass fucking Bugatti looking robot. Not Bugatti looking robot. We looked at Stinger and copied his robot design. I really love that robot design. It looks so fucking cool.
Yep.
And I'm a little sad to see it go.
Yeah, the one thing I kind of find funny now that I think of it, there was that one scene in Age of Extinction where Bumblebee finally kills Stinger and he goes, "They don't like cheap knockoffs." I guess you could say the same thing to the last night Bumblebee's deluxe toy, because his Wave 1 toy, not his Wave 3, the better looking figure, but his Wave 1 figure pretty much looked like a cheap knockoff. So I'm pretty sure Bumblebee just told a fortune of himself for the movie. That was, I kind of found a little funny. Maybe it was an inside joke, but I kind of found that funny. Because that's what his deluxe figure looks like, was a cheap knockoff.
So with that said, what I honestly felt was the biggest plus for this movie. Just the Dinobots. Oh my god, the Dinobots.
I kind of wish they had shown a couple more scenes with, they're going to do it in last night, but I kind of wish they kind of showed just a little glimpse of it in Age of Extinction, like the ignorance, kind of like, especially with Grimlock, he wasn't the brightest bulb in G1. I kind of wish they would have showed just a bit, something in Age of Extinction, kind of set us up for it.
Yeah, they're treating.
But it was still pretty badass to see him, that with that kind of attitude and the ending of the movie.
Yeah, just oh my fucking god. I still get all sorts. I still get all sorts of giddy every single time I watch Age of Extinction and the fucking Dinobots show up. It's just like,
Yep.
there was Hound, who was fucking awesome in himself.
Oh yeah, it's been a joy. It's been a pretty much insane ride for 10 years.
Yeah, for the past 10 years, it's been one hell of a wild ride.
And it's gonna be maybe 20 with how far 8's gonna go. Or actually, no, 7. 7's gonna go. So it's gonna be interesting. So
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, speaking of long rides, I hope you guys enjoyed this long ride.
it's been fun.
Yeah, because 10 years of movies, but that also means certain people have been on YouTube for the past 10 years.
Nice.
Me.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
I've been. Now that I think of it, I've been on for just over 5. I haven't really done much with my channel. I hope to get back in it soon, but yeah, I just noticed I've been just over 5 now.
Alright, well, anyways, with this said, guys, I kind of have to cut this off now because I'm actually being summoned. So, with this said, guys, here you get your geek on.
Have a good night, everybody.
Have a good night.